Welcome everybody to our MedTech Forum 2021. Really happy that you could join us. I'm also incredibly excited again this year that we were able to host the MedTech Innovator finalists. This is a journey that we've been on the last few years, and it's a great opportunity for regional startups to not only get visibility, connections, but also financial support. So please help us vote for your favorite company. You can do that today, early part of the day. And then during the course of the day, we will be announcing the winner. I think we all recognize how important innovation is, particularly in healthcare. So I'm really excited about some of the companies that have come through the system this year. And I think it's going to be great to see who wins. So once again, great that you're able to join us. Please do take a few minutes to vote. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Grand, CEO of MedTech Innovator. I'm happy to be back here at the APAC MedTech Forum for our third year. If you'll look next to me, you'll see a picture of the graduating classes from MedTech Innovator Asia Pacific over the last 2 years. These are 40 companies that are transforming the healthcare industry in Asia Pacific today. We've been working for 9 years globally at MedTech Innovator with 422 companies now in our portfolio. They've gone on to raise over $3 billion in funding. That's $1 billion more since last year. And our mission is to make sure these innovators succeed. We have to remember there are people behind the innovations. They work tirelessly day and night to be sure patients live longer, healthier lives. And that's what we're here to celebrate today. We could not do this alone. We are fortunate to work with some of the leading multinationals in healthcare in Asia Pacific, including Johnson & Johnson, Olympus, and Nipro Medical Corporation, Opharmic Technology, Siemens Healthineers, Oliver Healthcare Packaging, Enterprise Singapore, and Cambridge Consultants. These companies support us not only financially, but with their people. And they are the ones who are helping to mentor these companies and make sure they're successful in their mission to reach patients with the maximum value possible. If you don't see your logo on the slide next to me, please reach out to join us for MedTech Innovator 2022. We started with over 500 companies that applied this year. We advanced 50 of them to pitch, and then we down selected to 20 who are part of our accelerator. 4 of them are going to compete today for your vote. I'm incredibly proud of the 20 companies in our 2021 Asia Pacific cohort. They hail from countries across the globe, mainly in Asia Pacific, including Australia, Japan, India, Singapore, Malaysia, China, South Korea, the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Canada, and the United States. Let's all congratulate the MedTech Innovator 2021 Asia Pacific cohort. Let's meet today's judges. Florian Belolovic at Siemens Healthineers.
Yeah, hello, Paul. Thank you. I'm Florian Belolovic. I'm heading the strategy department within Siemens Healthineers here in Asia Pacific. I'm really excited to be part of the final session this year. I'm looking forward to the presentations of the 4 companies, and I'm looking forward to get some more insights and ask some tricky questions for them. Looking forward to that.
Great, thank you very much, Florian. Next, Peter Hawks from Johnson & Johnson.
Thanks, Paul. Yes, I'm Peter. I'm representing J&J Innovation today. This is our 3rd year supporting a MedTech Innovator in Asia Pacific, and it's great to see it go from strength to strength, really looking at innovation companies in Asia for Asia Pacific. And it's great to be here, and yeah, looking also to ask some tough questions as well.
Thank you, Peter. All right, next, Julie Tay from Opharmic Technology.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie from Align. I'm the SVP for Commercial Strategy. We are the manufacturer of Invisalign and iTero scanners. I also sit on the board of directors and is the board sponsor for SMEs. So it's a real honor to be here, part of the MedTech Innovators. Thank you.
Thank you. Great having you here. All right, next, Yuji Takamiya from Olympus.
Thank you, Paul. I'm Yuji Takamiya of Olympus. I belong to the tech starting team of the Olympus, and I'm very happy to be here to meeting all of you, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ryota Umegaki from Nipro.
Thank you, Paul. Hi, everyone. I'm Ryota Umegaki. I'm Manager of Business Development at Nipro Corporation. I'm pleased to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryota. As you know, this is a competition, and you're going to get to choose today's winner. Our grand prize, US $175,000, as well as $10,000 for each of our runner-ups. Let's meet our 4 finalists. I'm going to go ahead and introduce each company. They'll give you a short pitch, followed by 3 to 4 minutes of Q&A with our judges. If they go over in their time, we'll give them a little less time in Q&A. All right, Sarah Chung from Opharmic Technology.
Thank you, Paul. Hi, I'm Sarah Chung from Opharmic Technology. I'm dialing in today from the home of innovation in Hong Kong, here in Hong Kong Science and Technology Park. So there are more than 500 million of patients worldwide with eye diseases such as macular degeneration and diabetic retinopathy that can lead to serious visual impairments. On the bright side, there are transformative medications that can make a major impact. But unfortunately, these amazing products are not reaching all patients because of a major reason. For more than 8 decades, doctors have been sticking needles into the patient's eye to treat a wide range of eye diseases. And understandably, report shows that up to 30% of patients would refuse eye injections. In the US alone, approximately 6 million injections are performed every single year. And doing some quick math, that's almost 2.6 million of treatment being skipped every year in the US alone. At Opharmic, we are dedicated to developing the first and best-in-class non-invasive ocular drug delivery system. Using low-energy ultrasound, we are able to deliver drugs precisely into different parts of the eye non-invasively without a needle. Since our incorporation, we have not only been able to transform university research into a commercially viable product, but also successfully developed a platform technology that unlocks vast opportunities. Currently, we have 3 turnkey solutions: transscleral, transcorneal, and transconjunctiva. All 3 applications are compatible with almost all eye drug products in the market without the need of reformulation or repackaging. So previously, we focused on perfecting our technology and product. And in late 2020, we've officially launched our service by making ourselves available for partnering. And today, for the first time in public, I'm really excited to announce that we have engaged with 3 pharma partners from Asia, Europe, and also US. So in the past few years, we've built a holistic team that attracts talents from all over the world, with experience ranging from prestigious academia and MNCs like Medtronic and Bayer. And to complement the team, we've also assembled a world-class board of advisors with decades of experience ranging from clinical development, regulatory strategy, manufacturing, and business development. So as a partner-driven program itself, winning this year's competition would help us exactly how it should, by connecting us and giving us the opportunity to gain awareness and recognitions to people like the audience and judges yourselves. So I would like to thank you in advance, not only for bringing our innovation to patients in need, but also for keeping needles away from all the eyes around the world. Thank you.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for the presentation. Can you share more on the market landscape, please?
So currently the eye drug market is worth approximately $1.6 billion US, and it's expecting to rapidly grow to up to $6 million US by 2030. And with different applications covering basically all segments of the eye, we're really excited to be in this market right now.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Sarah. Fantastic presentation, and really exciting to see such great innovation coming out of Hong Kong. Question from me is, can you elaborate a little bit more on your deal structuring strategy moving forward?
Yeah, sure. Excellent question. Thank you. So we structure our deals and our licensing and service arrangements with pharma partners based on several factors. For example, the target indications, field of use, territories, and the first right for Opharmic to, let's say, in-license the product to Greater China and also the Southeast Asia market. We are typically responsible for the device development and also be the exclusive partner for product and manufacturing and supply.
Thanks, Sarah. Exciting
Thank
times.
you.
Thank you, Sarah, for your great presentation. Can you share when you expect to start generating revenue?
Thank you. I'm really glad you asked that. So currently we have completed technology validation with our pharma partners, and actually there are 3 license and service agreements under review in documentation stage as we speak. And so we are, well, fingers crossed, but we're expecting our first payment in the first quarter next year, with subsequent milestones and regulatory development payments throughout the next couple of years in 2022 to, let's say, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that presentation. It's really a fascinating technology. And I'm curious to know about, can your technology be used in applications outside of the eye?
Thank you for your question. Yes, as a matter of fact, we have developed our technology also for cell therapy related applications and also drug delivery applications to soft tissue and solid tumors. But that the announcement is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. Okay, next we have Sabir Hossain from Miracles.
Hey, Paul. Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you for hearing us. My name is Sabir, and today I'm going to introduce you to Stop Bleed, a powder that can stop bleeding in just 40 seconds. I started developing this product because of this man sitting just beside me. He is my father. This photo has a huge significance to me because on that very same day, he had an accident. And I still remember my desperation and failure to stop his bleeding with my cloths, gauges, and whatever was available at that point. But thanks to God, my father was saved. But unfortunately, that is not the case with everyone. 5.8 million people bleed to death annually. And that's like losing the entire nation of Singapore itself. And that's why we have introduced Stop Bleed, a compound that can make a difference between life and death. This patented compound can entrap the blood cells into its fibrous mesh, creating a mechanically strong patch at the injured site to prevent further bleeding. Here, we have compared our product with the gold standard solution present in this market, that is Silox. And it is used by some of the major armed forces. And here is the result. Stop Bleed clotted the blood at least 5 times earlier than the gold standard solution. Now we have taken out this clot and placed it under free flow water. And from this video, you can simply infer that this clot can withstand a huge arterial blood pressure. So in a nutshell, what we have is a product that is 5 times faster than the existing solutions, works with people having blood clotting disorders, and can heal the wounds as well. And that makes it a one-stop shop solution for any kind of bleeding injuries. And whoever is watching this can use it without any expertise. Stop Bleed also has a very fast time to market. We have completed all our studies in terms of design validations and verifications in terms of safety and efficacy in all classes of animals. And currently, we are manufacturing with Syngene and waiting for our US FDA approval, following which we will start our post-approval field trials with some of the major army and civilian hospitals based in Israel and in India. We also got published our data in the peer-reviewed journals, and we got acclaimed as the best hemostatic agent by our Indian Defense Research Organization. But that's not all. We also got covered all the application areas of a hemostatic agent, starting from the surface wounds up to the surgical fields, with different products which will be launched in the market at predefined time points. And this is the team that we have with more than 40 years of research and business experience. And these are our precious partners without whom we wouldn't be where we are today. And we are extremely lucky to have MedTech Innovator in this list. I'm also very proud to say that we are extremely capital efficient, and winning this competition will simply help us to cover the last mile to get to the market. Lastly, I just want to conclude by saying, please don't forget, 5.8 million people bleed to death annually. I was lucky enough to save my father, but not everyone. Please support Stop Bleed to save lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabir. Really, really interesting innovation. Well, 5.8 million is a lot of people. How can you defend your technology?
So we are defending our technologies in 3 steps. 1, we have 2 granted patents on our compounds. Number 2, this compound cannot be reverse engineered. And number 3, we are manufacturing it with one of the most renowned and trusted third-party manufacturers of Asia.
Thank you.
Hey, Sabir, impressive presentation. Great examples of your technology working. I'm really interested to understand who are your main competitors, who you're competing against, and more so from a global perspective, not only within India as well. And a follow-up question to that is, you talk about being 5 times better than your competitors. Can you give us a little bit more insight into why 5 times?
Thank you, Peter, for the question. If you divide this market, there will be 2 parts. One is pre-hospital, another is in the operation theater, surgical. We are in this pre-hospital domain where we have companies who are making products out of single biomaterials like Celox, Himcom, Exostat, and these are based out of in US, UK, India, and they are primarily chitosan-based products. And they are our major direct competitors. We are not in the surgical fields, and that's why the big giants like who are in the surgical fields are not our direct competitors. And for the 5 times faster, so we are not a Me Too product, while the other products are made out of single biomaterials having inherent property of blood clotting. Like for example, chitosan itself has a property of blood clotting, but Stop Bleed is an artificial fibrin made out of grass materials. And that's where not only the material of construction, but also the structure of the compound, the nanofibrous structure plays a major role in clotting. And that's why we are 5 times faster.
Thanks, Sabir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabir, for the great presentation. You made me already a fan. I'm quite excited. So what about the investors? Can you tell us a little bit about your fundraising plan?
So we are actually opening our seed round in next year, February, of $1.5 million. And this fund will be mainly used for 3 purposes. One is capability building, and second is bringing the Stop Bleed powder for deep wounds. And the third one is initiating our clinical studies for the Stop Bleed gel for surgical purposes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. All right, next we have Kyunmin Hwang from Vpix Medical.
Thank you, Paul. My name is Kyunmin Hwang, and I'm CEO of Vpix Medical. 1 in 5 cancer patients will have a second surgery because the cancer recurs. The main reason is the seed-like cancer cells remain in the body. So the need to repeat the surgery is even more painful for both the patient and their family. That's why the most important thing in cancer surgery is to remove all cancer tissue. And to this end, extensive range of tissues has to be removed, and pathological diagnosis on the margin is required. Currently, this diagnosis is based on frozen biopsy, which requires tissue freezing, slicing, and staining, so it takes only 30 minutes and sometimes up to an hour. This time is critical. For example, during a breast cancer surgery, more than half of surgery time is waiting for the result. Also, this extends the duration of anesthesia, which slows patient recovery and increases complications. So surgeons request minimum number of frozen, which means insufficient confirmations. This exposes them to increased sampling errors and recurrence risk. Unfortunately, there has not been an alternative to frozen biopsy in the past 100 years. We introduced CCell, our handheld microscope that can acquire high-resolution digital images of 400 magnification in real time. It can obtain digital images without making tissue slide, and images can be acquired by simply contacting the tissue with a probe after applying a dye. With CCell, surgeons can explore digital pathology with unlimited images of tissues in situ. Also, the images can be transferred to the pathologist for immediate feedback regardless of where they are. We have two product pipelines. In the in vitro diagnosis device, CCell ex vivo, the tissue excised during surgery, stained in less than 3 minutes by applying a fluorescence dye, and the images is acquired by contacting the probe. In case of CCell in vivo, during surgery, a safe dye is injected into the patient and surgeons touch the tissue to acquire an image. Both products are used in the OR, not in the lab. To make this possible, we have minimized bulky confocal microscope to a small probe which has a diameter of under 3 millimeters. The application can be adapted as a pen-type surgical tool or into laparoscope. Compared to competitor's device, CCell has proper size and can achieve better images with the faster frame rate. To verify CCell's effectiveness, we are collaborating with key opinion leaders and major hospitals in Korea. We are able to detect lung cancer with an accuracy of 92.2%, which is similar with frozen biopsy. By the end of next year, CCell will be available in Korea. In the near future, CCell will expand its use case to minimally invasive surgery and core biopsy sample screening. Combined with AI technology, it will evolve into a more powerful digital biopsy platform. We believe the Vpix will have a huge impact on decreasing number of patients who need a second surgery by giving surgeons a tool for real-time imaging in the OR, so we will improve lives of everybody, just like you and me. Thank you.
Thank you, Kumin. Excellent presentation. You are developing a new device that allows for rapid biopsy. What are the scalable applications other than checking real-time clean margins during cancer surgery?
Thank you for your question. We have developed a handheld type C-cell, which is mainly suitable for open surgery. However, the C-cell is small enough for a fit inside the access channel of the rigid endoscope. Therefore, there are plans to expand it to be used in minimally invasive surgery, such as laparoscopic or thoracoscopic surgery, and further robotic surgery in the near future. And in addition, if AI technology is applied, I think that it will be possible to provide a platform that can utilize tissue diagnosis in hospitals or sites that do not have a pathology department at all.
Thank you, Kyumi. Nice presentation. Your image will be new to the pathologist. What do you think the learning curve will be?
Yeah, recently we obtained very interesting research, which are not yet published, from a gastric cancer application study conducted with a major domestic hospital in Korea. Pathologists who have never seen C-cell images were asked to diagnose cancer for 100 C-cell images, and they showed an accuracy about 70%. And compared to H&E, after 1 day of training on C-cell images, the test was conducted again, and the accuracy was increased by 20%. So we are very positive about this preliminary result. And also, if AI technology is applied, I think the learning curve will be shortened dramatically.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question about the dyes. You mentioned that you had to use the fluorescent dye to use your product. What dyes do you use, and are they safe for patient? Additionally, how does the doctor inject the dye into the patient?
We use FNA and ICG that have been shown to be safe for injection into patients. And both dyes are frequently used to visualize blood vessels during cancer surgery now. That they can be injected into the patient by IV injection or can be dyed by applying topically. In the case of lung or gastric cancer, FNA showed better histological characteristic, and in case of brain tumor, users prefer the ICG stained images. So we have developed a staining protocol that can be used in various cancer surgeries without limiting the use of product for a specific disease, and we are working on validation now.
Great job. All right, Amrish Nair from Biorhythm.
And I want to start off with something as to why this means so much to me. Recently, when my wife was pregnant, and just me being the engineer that I am, I decided I needed to collect more data on this pregnancy. And so I put a device on my wife every single day. And I know I'm going to be paying for this for years, but one day she came to me and she said, I'm having these unusual pains. And I could see from the data that she was having activity, uterine activity. We brought her to the hospital, and true enough, she was having preterm contractions. And that's the happy little result at the bottom right corner. But I know it doesn't turn out so happy for many people. A shortage of doctors, a rising prevalence of chronic disease, and an increasing preventable poor outcomes rate. More than 10,000 doctors in a couple of decades that will be short. More than 1 million pregnancies in the US and millions more in the US alone. And that's why we need remote patient care. Better access, better insights, and better value. And that's why it's here to stay. And that's why it's one of the fastest growing opportunities in healthcare. And that introducing FEMA, the digital solution that engages patients, improves value and outcomes. And it's really simple. We have patients who are identified in the hospital, delivered a kit and a monitoring schedule. They go home, they monitor themselves up to 60 minutes, simple maternal vitals, as well as complex fetal monitoring. And the data is sent over to the clinician, who can triage the patient in red, yellow, or green, depending on the clinical algorithms they use, and can be customized. It's really that simple. And the fact is, we are validated. And these are the results from our studies that show that we're meeting the FDA's requirements for being able to monitor patients at home. And the value for everyone can really be encapsulated in a single sentence and a single question. When do we call the patient back? For patients, this means true convenience without being unnecessarily called back to the hospital. For clinicians, this means looking at a large data set, which is simplified to insights, and they can reduce mistakes by applying clinical algorithms that are customizable on the platform and reliably escalating cases. For payers, this means unnecessary visits means higher costs. Reducing those visits means lower costs, better outcomes, and better values. And this is one of the biggest competitive advantages that we have. Answering this question, delivered by our technology of fetal distress metrics, really delivers value to all the stakeholders. And our business model is simple. We have 2 tiers, a maternal monitoring platform, which does BP, glucose, which can be used for all pregnancies and is reimbursable in the US. And the fetal monitoring platform, which is an expansion of the other tier and is used for patients who are indicated and whoever needs this. And it's really that simple. And is currently reimbursable without needing new codes. Delivering this using our key leadership, where we have leaders from startups who became unicorns, from MNCs, and scientific advisors and principal investigators who are really forcing us to ask the right questions and address the key clinical needs and hospital needs that drive that value. And growing the company, we're looking at these core group of pilot sites, which will be our podium speakers, who will be the ones delivering the data moat and clinical insights that help us expand, and using our executive team's leadership to grow into clinical networks that truly will allow us to scale from the innovators to the early majority. We are a platform that can accept new software, analytics for fetal distress, for neonatal distress, and moving on from devices that are currently in pregnancy to general pregnancy, such as fetal movements, such as neonatal sensors. And that's the way we want to go. from the first 9 months to the next 90 years. We want to follow and track our patients and deliver value at each phase of life, starting with pregnancy. And for us, for those million pregnancies in the US, for the millions more in Asia, it's really about happy mother, happy baby. And that's what we're all about. Please vote for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Amish. How are you doing to improve the product for the next generation?
That's a really interesting question. And we are looking at how we can move from monitoring for 20 minutes to an hour to ubiquitous monitoring, how this can monitor patients at all times. And that includes improving the usability of the product that can be worn as a single membrane or second skin, to the analytics that allow doctors to precisely estimate when they need to deliver this baby and when they need to bring the baby back. We're already doing this better than our competitors, but I feel we could go even earlier and even better. And secondly, for the platform, we're looking to expand our indications to postpartum as well as neonatal, which would allow us to continue with our patients. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emrich. A great presentation. Since there have been supply chain issues globally, how has this affected Biorhythm?
Yes, in the past 2 years, electronics as well as other materials has hit supply chain problems. But the way we've done it is we have predicted that demand, we have sufficient for our pilots, and our lead time will meet our go-to-market time as well. So we have sufficient electronics, plastic parts, and manufacturing capabilities to last us from our pilot phase in this next year to the full scale-up phase in the year after that.
I see. Thank you.
Great job. You've heard the pitches. Now it's your time to vote. If you search your email for support@medtechinnovator.org and you are a qualified voter, you will see an email with voting instructions and your unique voter link. If you don't have that email, but you are a qualified voter, go to medtechinnovator.org/vote, enter your email in the voter box and click submit. That will send you an email with your unique voting link. Please do not forward this message to others, as that link is just for you. Please be sure to come back today at 1:30 p.m. Singapore time to see who wins our grand prize, as well as all of our other prize winners in our US $300,000 grand finale.